have so much content to give you today. It's unbelievable. So I'd like to tell you we are live on YouTube. We are live on Google Hangout, of course. Hopefully you'll be able to see the screen properly. And I have my co-host with me that is on the other computer over here. And so every time you're going to be posting a comment, she'll be, seeing them and guiding you to wherever you have to go. I see that Albert is with us. So welcome, Albert, and thank you for your patience.
And I see Carol.
Okay.
I see a few people. So Suzanne,
wonderful.
So this is good.
Okay, so I'm going to focus on this presentation here, and you focus on the comments. So we have a wonderful, wonderful webinar going on today. We have 1 hour to go. So without losing any more time, I would like to introduce you to my wonderful, wonderful co-host. Her name is Audrey Van Peteghem. She's a business development expert. She's a social media diva, and she's a blogger. So say hi to Audrey.
Hello, everyone. I know a few people out there.
Great. Okay. So, Audrey, we have a lot of material. Are you ready to go?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay. So, people, I want to make sure you have a pen and paper to take a lot of notes because we have a lot of content to talk to you about. So, without losing any more time, I think, can you see the screen, Audrey, with the PowerPoint big enough?
Yeah, yes, it looks fine to me. So I'm hoping that people, what they will do is that they will hit play on the event page, and then they will see the PowerPoint there. If you can make it a bit bigger, that would be great.
Okay, so if I make it bigger, it's going to be full screen. Is that a full screen or this way?
Okay, I would do full screen.
Okay.
Because their screen is smaller.
Okay, great. Okay, so here we go. So the 5 easy steps that we're going to talk about today is how to create a web presence, but not only a web presence, a very strong online presence. We're also going to talk to you about how to build your list, which is also your platform, and the platform becomes your tribe. Then we're going to talk about how to target your message, how to nurture your tribe, and how to go to events and which events to go to when you're an author or business coach and business entrepreneur. So here we go. We're going to start right away with the next one. Okay, the first thing we want to talk about, if you are an author or an author-to-be, or even if you're a business coach, the first thing that you need is a website. Why do you need a website? Because your website is your new business card. It's your new, big, large business card. And through your website, you will be able to build an audience that belongs to you, that you own, meaning that is for authors over here. A build that you own versus the publisher owning your list. And you'll see how important it is to own your own list as you grow your platform and you grow your tribe. Now, your website is also a great place to do contests, giveaways. It's also a great place to, once you start scheduling a book tour, it's very important to have that on your website so people know exactly in which town you are and where you're going to be in the next couple of weeks. We'll be talking later on about hosting and website developers as well. We can give you some resource where to find those things. But before anything at all, the first thing that is so important for each one of you out there is branding. So I'm going to invite Audrey to talk to us about branding right away.
When we talk about branding, I think people that can relate to that or get an image of it is when you look at Target with the bullseye. I think that's beautiful branding. So, but when we talk about an online branding, we want to do the same thing with all our social media platforms. We want everything to be identifiable on each different channel. But the first question that needs to be asked is really what you are branding. Are you branding yourself, or are you branding a product, or your book, or your speaking content? So to start with that, or to be clear on that, ask yourself a question: what are you an expert in? If you're a historical romance author, then that's what you're an expert in. So think about what you are an actual expert in. And And when you create these brands on the different platforms, it really creates a beautiful, solid online presence. And we have a great example, don't we, Suzanne?
Yes, we do. So let's show the example right away.
Okay, so poor Suzanne was our guinea pig. And so we took 5 of Suzanne's main social media channels, and we took a photo of each of them. When you look at this, to me, it looks like this could be anybody. Sorry, Suzanne. This could be anybody. This could be 5 different people. There is no consistency whatsoever. So what we did is we cleaned it up, and there you go. Very clear that we're looking at her book, Soar with Vulnerability, and very clear with her photo that she used the same one, or practically the same one, in each of her on each of her platforms.
Looks much better.
Much better.
Okay, so the brand, as I said before, it is really the foundation of your business. Afterwards, once you understand all that and you took care of the branding, is to start a blog or a vlog. The difference between the vlog and the blog is the vlog is done through video and the blog is by writing. And what's the purpose of a blog or a vlog? It's to identify your audience. And that's the number one important step to take before you start blogging and vlogging, because you need to identify who's your audience. Who are you talking to? And if you don't know them, I mean, how are you going to be able to talk to them? So you need to find out who they are. Who is it that your book is really compelling to? And once you know them, you need to get to know them online and offline. So once you've found your audience and you know exactly who you're talking to, you need to start creating interaction. So you start a conversation, and afterwards you invite them into the conversation with you. And then that's what creates interactivity. It's going to be like a real conversation, like if you were somewhere meeting somebody. The other thing that is very important with a blog is that a blog attracts new audiences. That's called this SEO. And I'm going to let Audrey talk about that.
Well, people, I'm sure, have heard about SEO. It's the acronym for Search Engine Optimization. And it's important to have some kind of a blog where you're writing posts or articles, and they don't need where you can actually tag words to it. So when people go on Google, then they're going to look for historical romance novelists. And hopefully you will pop up because you'll be hashtagging, or you will be tagging romance historical novel. And the way that people will be able to find you.
That's so very interesting. Now, the other thing that I think I'd like to add, Audrey, over here is that through the blog, you create a community. So instead of going outside to community, you create a community online. So it's very important to be present. And Audrey, you did correct me again this week saying, Suzanne, for your blog, you need to be like regular, like once a week, every Monday morning or so. Otherwise, you kind of defeat the purpose of having a blog. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct. There has to be some kind of commitment to it for sure. So, and the key is when we talk about social, that's exactly what we're talking about, is being social. So you want to create conversations. You want to have communication to your readers. And believe it or not, they are interested in what you have to say. And they want to know, every Sunday or every week, I know that Suzanne's going to be posting something.
It's coming through. I'm taking all my resolution for 2014. Okay, so Audrey, can you explain this big wheel to us, please?
Okay, so people who are not familiar with social media get very overwhelmed, and there is a reason for that, because this wheel is a very popular wheel that shows all the different platforms that are out there. And believe it or not, this grows pretty well on a weekly basis. Some are added, some are dropped. But I don't want people to get overwhelmed. There are some very popular ones that people are using already, I'm sure. And if you go to the next slide.
Oops. Okay.
It kind of breaks down to the most popular ones. This is a very famous way of, it's been around forever since social media has been around, on explaining the different social media sites using donuts. So, but really the ones to focus on, and really for writers and for coaches and speakers, are Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Instagram, YouTube, Foursquare. And Suzanne, I know you asked about Foursquare. Why Foursquare? Well, it's really important to be able to check in to where you are launching a book signing or where you're going to be speaking. So Foursquare is very important for the people that are here listening today. Google Plus is definitely another one, and I will go into that in more detail. And Vine is just a fun one. Vine and Instagram are just fun to do.
Yeah, I have it on my phone, and it creates a movie like in 6 seconds, and you can upload it very fast. So it's a lot of fun.
So before anyone gets into social media, they really need to understand what their goals are. Why should they be having an online presence? What do they want to accomplish? Mm-hmm. And do they have a book? Do they want to sell product? Do they want to create awareness on where they are, where they can buy the book, where they're going to be speaking, what conference they're going to? Do they want to have people review their services, their speaking engagements, or their book, or do you simply want to create a community, create a base of fans and networking of like-minded people? And also, do you want people to help? Do you want people to find you? And so we're talking more of localized, being local in your community.
Would you say that it's very important to have a strategy in how to use each one of those social media?
Yes, there should be some questions. Absolutely, there should be some questions that you need to ask, and what you want to do with each of these platforms, and which ones are which ones are the easiest for you to use, the simplest for you to use, with the best results.
Okay. Okay. Then okay. So there we go. These are the most popular ones, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll go into each detail, but really, and these are the ones we're actually going to be talking about, but these are definitely the ones. I added Instagram only because I think it's so much fun and it's so easy to use. And when people start using it, they enjoy it.
Okay, now can I clarify something over here, because I got mixed up myself at the beginning. Facebook, the business page, is this the same thing as a like page? You know, when I have to ask my friend to like my page?
No. So it's very important when you have a business or a product that you have a separate page than a personal page. Your personal page is really for your friends and family. And your business page is your professional footprint on Facebook, and it's very, very important. And I can go into more detail going into the next slide.
Okay.
So what's important to Facebook having a business page is that you can actually get some analytics. So you can know your demographics, and that's really important because you want to know how to talk to your fans. And how do you know how to talk to them if you don't know who they are? So Facebook, it costs nothing, can give you some very good analytics of who your demographics are. This is Suzanne's business page. And her, surprise, surprise, her demographics is women our age in North America. So the other thing that's interesting also is that Facebook just launched last month, and they're just kind of testing it. And that's the thing, you never know about social media sites, but they're now grading them with 5 stars. So you know how much you're engaging with your fans by the star rating now on Facebook.
So can you explain that number 109 that I have on my page? Yeah.
So really, you want to really get over 100. You want to get as many as you want, of course, and the bigger the number. And I know Suzanne has more than 109 now, but you want to get at least 100 to really get a good sense of the analytics.
Okay, so it does influence. Okay. So I'm looking forward to see how many I have now.
So Twitter is really it's a great tool for one reason. It's the easiest platform to get more followers. So it's very easy to follow. It's very easy to have conversations by retweeting or responding. And the other thing is that when you are at a conference or you are at a speaking engagement, chances are that the conference or speaking engagement is going to have some kind of hashtag, and you can be able to follow that stream. So Twitter is very important in both of those.
So maybe now, if they feel like it, they can start following us on Twitter, right?
Yes, they can on hashtag Sell My Book.
Okay. So we'll kind of check it out later on.
So Google Plus, I like to explain Google Plus. This is I had heard someone else say this, and I absolutely adore it. Is that Google Plus is like our rich, eccentric uncle that we have to invite to reunions, family reunions or get-togethers, because we do want to be kept in his will. So Google Plus, we need to have some kind of Google presence so that Google knows that, first of all, we're a real person. We can also, they can confirm our authorship, which is very important, and that it helps find us.
You know what I've noticed that Audrey, that Google Plus, people were not using a lot recently, maybe a year ago, I mean, and now most of the people are using it like to publish events like the one we're having today, and I see more and more and more people using it for publishing event.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm also seeing more and more people publish their articles here, which is key to do that.
Okay.
LinkedIn.
The question of LinkedIn.
Okay, so LinkedIn, I already talked about branding, about being an expert in your field. LinkedIn is going to confirm that. This is your online resume, if you want to put it that way. And people, trust me, people will look at LinkedIn and they will want to see what you have done. The other great thing about LinkedIn is networking. There are some great communities on LinkedIn. I know that you're part of some many book ones. I'm part of many blogger ones and social media communities, and it's just a great way to network.
Okay.
So YouTube, I'm sure everybody knows that YouTube is owned by Google, and it's the second most popular channel or platform for being discovered.
Yeah, over here, Audrey, if you don't mind, I'd like to add, sorry, I'm just overcoming something. I want to add over here that it's important to have two channels here, because you can have one channel for family where you upload your family videos and the crazy stuff you do over the weekend, but you want to keep that stuff separated from your business and your branding video. Would you agree with me? Absolutely.
Yeah, you really want to do a professional first foot forward and keep your kiddie videos and your kids' videos on a different channel.
Yeah, and you want to brand your image as well. Like I did over here on my YouTube page, I did brand my timeline to show that it was my business page as well. So, and it's easy to do. And we can help you with that, right, Audrey?
Absolutely. Okay, Pinterest. Pinterest is fun. Most people, I would say, are very visual people. What is nice about Pinterest, there's two things that I like about Pinterest. One of them is that it's really one of the most popular channels to link back to your blog. So when you write a blog post, it's important to have an image, and then you can pin it on your Pinterest board. People will click on it, go back to your blog, and it becomes a wonderful cycle. The other part that I like about Pinterest is that it really gives you a nice full picture of who you are. So Suzanne's needs a little bit of work, but with adding some more boards. But what you want to do, of course, I have a social media board, I have a blogging board, but I also have other boards. I have gift ideas, I have recipes, I have beautiful photos. Most people have inspirational boards or humorous boards. People want to get to know you. They want to know that the person behind your brand. I think I'm going to have to ask my little niece to help me with that, because she has a wonderful Pinterest page. It's unbelievable. My daughter does too. Oh, lucky you. Maybe I can borrow your daughter for a week. Okay, so so we've just talked about these different platforms, and people can get a little overwhelmed on how much time does this all take. There are tricks to the trade. Unfortunately, we can't go through all of them here on a Google Hangout, but one I always like to mention is Hootsuite. And the reason why I like it is because you literally post on 5 platforms the same message. You can schedule them, so literally you can do every Monday morning. You can schedule a post, one a day, on all your platforms. The other thing is that also now you can connect with Instagram and YouTube and other channels also on Hootsuite. So it's a great, valuable tool.
That's amazing, because that's really a way to save a lot of time, especially if you can put the 5 most important social icon together and just put one click down and it goes to everybody, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Wow. Okay.
So the important thing is you've got all these social media platforms, and somehow you want people to know that they're all there. So the easiest way is to place icons on website. You can pull these from many different websites and put them on your own blog. But you also want to connect your Twitter to your Facebook, your Pinterest to your Twitter, et cetera, so that there's an easy way to connect everything.
That was my next question. So you just said there is a way to connect each one of them.
Yes, there is.
Okay. That's good to know.
So we mentioned Vine. Vine is video sharing. People get very nervous about YouTube, going, I don't like to see myself on video. And I'm really one of these people. And so Vine gives you a very easy 6-second video that you can take of yourself or something else and upload it to your other channels. When we're talking specifically about writers, Goodreads is a great community where you can connect your Amazon page, and I know Suzanne's going to be talking about that, and also create communities around your interest or your book,
and you know what,
etc.
Audrey, I just found out as well. You can see my book is there, and Goodreads does review. They do contests. They choose like the best good read of the month or the best good read of the year. So it's a lot of activity. So it's really fun to be present on that social media.
Yeah, and it's important to know that Goodreads is really the main thing is for people who love to read. So, and what writer doesn't love to read?
Yeah, and
so it's both.
Okay, so this part, step number 2, is a very, very important step. I'm going to tell you why. Because when I wrote my book, I didn't have a platform. I didn't really have a list. I had maybe, 50 people on my list, and I didn't really know or understand the fundamentals of a list. Your list, or your people that are following you, your tribe, is everybody that has something similar to you or like to talk about the same thing. So it's very important that you find them where they are and start writing to them personally, and you'll see how fast your list is going to build if you really focus on what it is that you have in common and what it is that you want to accomplish together. Trust me, you want your list before you launch your book. You could have it the other way around like I did, but it's a lot more difficult if you don't have a list to start with. So if you're just in the process of writing your book, listen carefully on how to build your list. The next 2 steps, I'm going to explain that to you. So in order to build your list, you're going to need a really nice, good email marketing software to use so you can enter each one of your people in the list and right beside it where you met them, at what networking event, so you will remember the person exactly for who they are. Now, over here, I'm just suggesting 5 different software company where it's free of charge when you start. So if you don't have a big budget to start with your marketing, then you can choose one of them. There's iContact, Constant Contact. I'm using iContact still, and I'm really very happy with them. Benchmark, MailChimp, Aweber. So these are the basic ones that I would recommend. You can, as I say, free of charge. Then to build your list, it's very important that, say your book is written like mine, then you take your book and you have to show it to people. Where is it? Don't you write a book and hide it and say, no, you don't. So you put your book on Amazon.com, and Amazon makes it very easy for you to do so. On the left-hand side over here, what you see is the Amazon page where you have the reviews, you have the price, you have the ISBN number, you have the back of the book. You can invite people to go inside your book and take a look at a chapter. So that's the Amazon page. On the right-hand side, it gives you a little bit more details about me. There's a little bio over here that tells you a little bit about where I come from and the other books that I wrote. There's another one below that we don't see, but it's all there on that page. And then what Amazon provides you with is a dashboard, because you have an author's page, which you're going to see on the other slide. You have an author's page, and this becomes the dashboard or your back office of Amazon.com, where you can you go there to upload more update your bio, update your books if you have an ebook coming up. Like over here, I have my book and my ebook. And so it's your back office to work from. Very easy to do as well. This is your author's page, or next to the author's page, and this is where you have the opportunity to upload a video. Audrey, were you able to upload the link to the video on event page?
I'm going to do that right now.
Okay, so I'm going to let Audrey do that, and you can look at the book trailer that I did for my own book, and this is something we can help you with as well, which as Audrey is doing that, we'll be talking to you about our package at the end of the presentation. Is it on?
It's on.
Okay. So tell me when it's done, because I can see from here.
People may have to refresh the page to show it.
Okay.
All right, so it's there.
Okay, great. Okay, and I have to remind you that once you're an author, you're not just an author, you're also a publisher. Don't count on anybody to go and promote your book. If you don't do it yourself, nobody's going to do it for you. The only person that maybe the publishing company is going to help him to promote his book is somebody like Jack Canfield. So in the meantime, all of us, we need to go out there, show your face, promote your book. Always have book copies of your book with you wherever you go. And, of course, a book trailer as soon as you can to put on your website. Talk about it in your blog as well. The more, the better. Now, target your message is the third step. And I'm going to be very insisting on that to, once again, know your niche market, know your audience, know who you're talking to, know who your tribe is. This way, you'll be able to target your Google AdWords or your Facebook ads or your Goodreads ads to the people that will pick up the book.
Suzanne, I just want to add that also Twitter does ads too.
Oh,
so there's
okay.
lots of, and they're all very, very inexpensive. It would fit in anybody's budget.
Okay, so like we're talking $5, $6?
Sure, it can be, and it could be, $100. So it really depends. And what's really nice about ads on Facebook or Twitter is that you can really, and that's why the demographics are so important to know them, because you can really focus on your demographics, these ads.
Okay. Now, the other thing, one thing I just want to say briefly, I did use the Facebook ads recently to boost an event that I had, and I think it cost me, I said my maximum budget was something like $10 or $14, and it did really bring a lot more traffic to my page just by doing that for $10. So I think everybody, each one of us, we can afford that. Now, the other thing, of course, one thing that you would really know about, Audrey, is how to, volunteer to write a guest post, right?
Oh, yeah, that's very, it's an easy thing to do, where you would approach a like-minded blogger or person and say, I'd love to write a post. And what is nice about that is that then all their readers will get to know you, and then we'll come back to your website and start following you. And that's the same, Suzanne, I also want to mention that's also the same on also commenting on other people's websites and blogs. and create conversations there. Because believe me, their readers are going to see your comment and they're going to find that interesting. They're going to see what website you are from, and they're going to go and check you out.
Now, do you have to ask their permission to do that?
What do you mean?
To ask permission to post something on their blog, or usually there's always a comment?
Oh, yeah, you need to contact. No, of course, you would always contact and start the conversation and say, hey, I am the author of this, and would you be interested in me writing an article about what I'm an expert in?
Okay, and vice versa, so you can also invite them to write something on your blog.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so, and that doubles the traffic, I can see that. So that's one thing I also have to do. My gosh, I've got some work to do over the holidays. The other thing that I know as an author that is very important, Audrey, to do is to join another author's blog tour. So instead of joining a book tour, you join a blog tour. And this way you piggyback on all the promotion that he's doing. And for him, it also reinforces what he's doing. So again, it's joining team and making the team bigger to promote and share the good products that you have to share. And do you want to say something about the reaching out to prominent blogs and publication? Do you know by heart some publication you could suggest off of your mind right now?
Well, Huffington Post is always looking for writers, and so approaching one of their editors, absolutely.
Okay. Okay, number 4, which is very, very important, and that's like anything in life. You are in a relationship. You need to nurture the relationship in order for the relationship to work. So I am here with my sweetheart. I nurture this relationship if I want it to work. Otherwise, it's not going to work. Right, Audrey?
That's right. You're talking about Stan, of course, not me.
Yes, of course. It's so funny.
So one thing I want to say also about nurturing your tribe is that writers tend to be very lonely. They're at home by themselves, and this having an online community is just very supportive and wonderful. And Wattpad, which is the first one on there, is really important if you're a new writer or if you're writing a new book or you want to get some ideas. This is a great platform for support.
Okay. Now, I have a list of stuff over here that I would like to suggest, but there's too much on my paperwork over here, so I'm going to choose the ones that are most important for you to nurture your tribe. First of all, a press release. A press release is not really to nurture the tribe, the people that are following you, but it's to tell the media that you're out there, that you wrote a book, that you're a great author, and they need to read your book. So you need to create a press release and send it out. There's a lot of press release outlet, distributor outlet on the online, but also send your press release to the local media, to the radio, television, to the television station, radio station, to the newspapers, magazine. People in the media, especially in your community, they're always looking for news to talk about. They're like lacking stuff. They're pulling their hair out to have some good news and brand new news to talk about and to share with the community. The other thing is also to contact the bookstores and the libraries to do a book signing or a book reading. And this way you bring a bunch of books with you, you do the reading, and then you have an opportunity to sell your book as well. Blog Lovin is something that I'm part of. This is my blog that you see over here, and if you join Blog Lovin, you get people getting to vote on your blog. That's also a very interactive place to be part of. You can create a webinar or a teleseminar the way we're doing right now. So if your book is on something, I don't know, about marketing, or it's something about that you can easily package to put in a teleseminar, go ahead and do it. That's really easy to do. The other thing that I think is very, very important for an author is to create a media kit. A media kit is something that you're going to be able to upload on your website, and that is going to be easily downloadable for people. All the media say, well, let me go and check this author. They go to your website and they say, oh, she does have a media kit, so they can download that, and right away they'll know if they want to call you to interview you, if they want to set up an appointment. So a media kit is really important, and we can help you, really help you out with that. Tie your book into a charity. Absolutely. One thing, and one that I think is really, really important, is partner up with other authors. Partner up and do some JVs with either authors, speakers, business owners. Just build a team. We don't do it on our own anymore. We are in a community, and we are in the era of participation and collaboration. So don't be shy to do it. Of course, I'm repeating over here, create a book trailer. Get your news in front of major news. And also what I'm thinking about is that your press release that you're going to be sending out, look at what's happening in the news in your community and try to make a tie-in with what's happening in the community, would say, like for me right now, vulnerability. Well, a lot of people are feeling vulnerable around Christmas. So I'm preparing 2 webinars on vulnerability. So try to tie it in with what's happening around you. And
Suzanne?
Yep.
I also want to mention, I know that we talk a lot about, of course, having an online presence and being social online.
Yeah.
But you had also mentioned about local media, and that's a really key point. Don't forget your own community.
Yep.
And there's some great networking opportunities through meetups.
Okay, yeah. So for those of you who don't know what meetup are, it is meetings, little meetups that are a cluster of everywhere around the city, and it could be meetups for knowing how to build Christmas decoration. It could be meetup single women. It could be, right, Audrey?
Yes, social media, authors. I mean, there's meetups for and dog lovers. I mean, there's meetups for everything, and you really go to meetups.com and put in your the town that you are in. And you'll be amazed on the networking opportunities.
Okay, that's a great idea. Okay, and step number 5, once again, it's like you're an author, you're accustomed of being behind your computer and writing your book, but now it's written, you know all the steps that you have to do. The last steps you need to have the courage to do is go and meet people. Go to networking event. Go and always bring your card, your business card, your book along with you. Go to trade shows as attendees. But not only as an attendees, prepare yourself a proposal and contact those people that have trade shows and expos and fairs and say, listen, I would love to present something at your expo coming up in 2 months or 3 months. And usually you do those in advance. Like for us, we're preparing for 2014. We're already late a little bit. But so offer your services as a speaker. And even if you have to speak for free at the beginning, don't worry about that. The speaking engagement that will pay you will come. Don't focus on your book as the tool that you're going to make money with. It is your new business card. Take advantage of it and put it out there in front of people. And if you don't know where to go, you go to the Chamber of Commerce, go to the schools around you, go to the community college. It could be universities. People are always looking for great speakers to talk about fantastic subject. And your book, of course, is a fantastic subject. And once again, I will never say it enough, partner up and JV. So, Audrey, I think we've covered everything so far. And
yes, I think so. We don't have any questions yet, and I just posted. Feel free to for people to post their questions in the event page. But maybe what we can do is give them, kind of enlighten them on why we are doing this.
Okay, that's a good idea. Okay, so what we did, because we know that right now you're probably overwhelmed about everything that we talked about, and where do you start, and how do you handle all that, and how do you control everything once everything is in place. So Audrey and I put a package together, and this is what we want to talk to you about right now. So Audrey, why don't you start with the first package?
All right. So what I have noticed, and I think Suzanne, you have noticed in your groups also, is that there's people that like to do everything on their own, or people that say, please do it all for me. So the package that we put together, it's a 6-week program, is that they will do it themselves. So we will coach them and help them and answer questions for them. So it's all about starting with creating the brand, identifying the top 3 social media channels to focus on, and what the goals of each of those channels are. You set up the social media strategies per week by meeting either on a Google Hangout, Skype, Viber, whatever works for the person, and review each week on what is working and what's not. Teach some very simple tricks to the trade to help simplify the social media efforts. And then do a summary package at the end of the 6 weeks that they can go and refer to from here on in.
Okay. Also, this package will include helping you finding your message. And trust me, it's not that easy to find a clear message that is unique and that belongs to you only. What is your target market? I talked about your tribe. It is so important to find out who your audience is. So we're going to find out. We're going to put a finger on it. It's going to be loud and clear. We're going to assist you in creating your website. We're not website developers, so we're going to just assist you to do it. We're going to create your first blog and your first blog post together. We're going to help you create your first email marketing campaign, and we're going to choose one of the software company for you to get familiar with the templates and all that. And afterwards, I'm going to show you how to do your own book trailer step by step. Easy stuff, you'll see, and you're going to have fun doing it. Then we're going to create your YouTube channel, your professional YouTube channel for your business. And I'm going to leave you with a flight plan to follow at the end of the 6 weeks as well. Now, that whole program usually is a total value of $11,000. But no worry, today, because it's Christmas, we're going to let it go for $997. But that's not it. That's one package. So keep that in mind. That's not package number one. Now let's go to package number two, where Audrey, what happens there in package number two?
Okay, so this is for the people that say, I'm a writer or I'm a speaker. I really don't want to get involved in anything else. I'd like you to do it for me. So with, of course, the person's input, we would actually create the brand and do it themselves. Take over their social media channels and start engaging and increasing followers for each of these channels. Increase the circle of networks and create conversations with other like-minded people and fans. Each week we would set up and implement the social media strategies and discuss and review what's working and what's not. Then the last 2 weeks, which is very key, is to help them simplify a strategy so that they actually can move forward with it. And, of course, they would also receive that summary that they can refer to in future dates.
Yeah, because we don't want to leave them lost after the 4 or 6 weeks, right?
That's correct.
Okay, and the package number two, now what else we're going to put in there? We are going to create a unique message. So we found it, but now we have to create it, and we have to find your niche market. We will assist once again into your website. We will create your blog. We will create your book trailer for you. I'll do the book trailer for you. I'll do the blog for you. I'll make sure that you have a strong presence on Amazon.com and also on some of the other sites like the Blogbin, the Goodreads, and all that, where you need to have big presence for books. I will create the press release for you, of course, with your input. I'm not going to write things that you don't like. And I'm going to create the media kit template for you, so if you have to use it a couple of times, you'll be able to change the pictures and the writing. We're going to write this letter to the libraries and bookstores, so they will be interested of inviting you into their library and in their bookstores. I just finished doing a book tour into New York and Arizona, and I'm telling you, it was really interesting. I did book reading, and then we were exchanging from the book. It was really, really interesting too. Great experience. And of course, we're going to wrap up with a solid foundation. What else? This package number two is a total value of $20,000, but that's not it. Today we're gonna. That's right. We're gonna offer it for $19.97, right, Audrey?
That's correct. Yes. And you might want to know that you also scoped out how much it costs to do just a book trailer, correct? Didn't you just?
Yeah. I mean, if you want to look at how the value of $20,000, if you would have to hire a marketing person, a PR person, an agent, a branding person, a copywriter person to write your press release and all of that would be $20,000 and more. Just to produce a book trailer, it's a minimum investment of $1,000. So really, what we're giving you over here is really a gift, a Christmas gift for $19.97, and we want you to start the year 2014 with a very strong structure and systems that you won't have to worry, so you can focus on what you're good at and what you love to do. So we need to establish that first. Great foundation, great structure, great system, and then you can fly and keep on doing what you love to do. But I think we have more other gifts to add to that. Sorry. I have we have some colleagues of ours, Rhonda Ryder. She's going to be offering you a mini video course, how to be you on video and how to be authentic on video, which is very important. And then Amy, she will help you with an ebook and how to use images on social media and make them your own, how to personalize them. Kelly is the expert at helping you burden your book. So if you're an author right now that is writing, but you just don't know how to put that book out, she's also going to be there to help you. Besides Audrey and myself, she's going to be there to help you. So she's offering you a gift as well. And of course, our own and unique Audrey, she will write a book review. Right, Audrey?
That's correct. And depending on what the book is about will depend on what website it will go on to.
Okay, great. And by the way, Audrey is reading my book right now, so I hope she's going to do a book review.
I am, absolutely. Yes. It's in the works.
Okay, great. Okay, so you see package number 1 is $9.97. Package number 2 is $19.97. You saw everything, the content that we give you in there. So even though you decided already which package you want to take, either package 1 or package 2, we want to tell you that today we have this very special offer for you. We are going to offer you a free 30 minutes consultation with us. And that's with Audrey and I together. We're going to do a conference call, the three of us, and we're going to look at exactly where you are right now in your business, in your book, in what you want to do, you know, what are your dreams, what are your goals, and exactly where you stand. So afterwards, when we see that, Audrey and I, we're going to turn around and we're going to create a package especially for you, your needs. We're going to customize something that is going to be totally unique to you. Because, you know, let's face it, we're not all at the same stage in life. Mm-hmm. One could be there, the one could be there. So we want to be able to move you at the speed and at the space that you are right now. And of course, I repeat myself, it is because we want you to be able to focus on what you're great at